Hello and welcome back to the Extreme Bug Challenge in Songs of Six. I am the Fiend, and here we are. Oh look, there's a mistake. Let's fix that. We are ready for the next phase of our population building, which is... Oh wait, what are those? Stone ceilings. Why are they unable to be changed? Oh, it's because I had the wrong one selected. There we go. We are at the next stage in our production scale, so we're limiting ourselves by ore production first and foremost. So let's go look over here. This is the clay pit. Oh yeah, I always forget I have these. There we go. So what I need to do is upgrade this, so I'm going to go like so, and give it a little bit more space over here. We'll put some auxiliaries. Yeah, we took away the auxiliary building. Put an auxiliary building in there and do that, and that should be good. I do not think we are actually making armor, so I'm gonna turn that off and we'll have them speed up. So currently just trying to get our production for iron up so that we can actually get technology boosted. We're gonna put more people into here, so we may as well open this up and put all of them in there because we need to get 1,200 technology so we can upgrade our labs with iron. Then with humans as our lab workers, those are the only people who I'm allowed is humans with lab and admin, because to be honest, it takes a lot of garthimis to do what humans can do with half the guys. I think one human can do what 2 garthimi does, and it boosts the total amount. So the knowledge here is, it's not 2, but like basically a little bit. Actually, it would probably, because we only have 12 in there. It may boosted it by 0.5, and it's growing on the knowledge scale. Oh, actually, that's just the other one here too, I think. So I'm gonna continue on, and I will see you guys in a moment when I've got some good progress. I just do want to mention that I'm so very close to 1,000 to subscribing to. So make sure you're subscribed. That's what I meant to say. It would be very helpful, and we're literally almost there, and it'll be the last time you ever hear me ask, because there's some great plans on the way. It doesn't hinge on me making 1,000, regardless if I make it this month or next month or whenever I make it. I will still continue doing what I plan on doing, but expect some good stuff in the year of 2024 from the Fiend, and hopefully even more in the coming years. 2025 sounds scary to me. That sounds like a real dystopian future right there. But I'll see you guys in a moment. Hello and welcome back. Finally, we've reached a nice point where I can end this episode. I know it's gonna be a pretty short one, and these videos are only short because for me, I want to show you guys the best of the best, and I spend roughly like an hour and a half, 2 hours getting this city up there. If I was playing on normal, this city would have probably a couple thousand guys in a couple regions and plenty of more stuff, but we only have 300. So the last couple episodes I've been popping up my population from 50 to 100, etc, etc. So at 50 at a time. Here we are, we've jumped roughly 100. And I'm going to go over what I've added and kind of show you guys what I expanded on. So we have, first of all, scaffolds. We also have dungeons available, or we did have dungeons, but we have law available. So we can have actual guards capture garthimis who are doing crime. Garthimis are naturally not very, they don't commit too much crime. They don't really go insane, and they don't do much. So they're really good when it comes to that. Downside of that is I want to execute whoever goes to jail so that I can actually get some food out of them. And I'm not going to be able to do that for a while until I get some prisoners. I also have this nice little moat working on here. I do not believe you can make those diagonal. Yeah, you can't make the moat diagonal. But we're going to put like a little bit of a moat going around the best I can. Probably not all the way around. That would be very expensive. These are 8 cut stone a piece. So this is like a couple hundred cut stone right there in that small corner. That's why it's not all done yet. So the road keeps going. And I had made the mistake. This was just stone road. I should have made a dire road from the start. So I changed it all. I made dye road the entire city. It took a lot of time. We have our mason. We now have a mason going. We also have the smithy making some plate armor. We have 43 sets of plate armor, which means our main group here, they don't have the armor. One of them will have armor. This group here, we're trying to get up to 100 and then 150. It occurred to me that the less people you have in the group, the lower their morale is. And if you look, their attack should be... Nope, their attack's the same. But their morale is a little bit better when there's more of them in a group. And obviously, they're harder to take out, too. We have this new smelter here, which I should start up a little bit. And we have ore being imported so that we can keep up with our iron needs. I do have the mine going, but I ran out of ore and needed to start importing it. I did the math. It actually works out. We have our chamber. We have upgraded labs and a new lab as well. And I'm working on trying to get this training ground upgraded so we can pump out soldiers as fast as possible. We have a new nursery, or hatchery I should say. And we're allowing for plenty of babies in the city. So we should have like 20 something babies right now. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of babies right here. Or children I should say. And for that, I think that's about all I did for this. Oh yeah, no, this is the last thing. That's what I have to remember. The gem mine. We're mining gems. So the gems are going to be one of our backbones of our industry. You can see we have $52,000. Every gem is worth 1,000. So if we're selling gems every day, we're making 1,000. If we can make more than that, that's perfect. So the goal is to keep expanding this. As a matter of fact, there's some space here for extra workers. And we're going to keep adding more houses. Expanding. Just like we did here. We expanded. And at the iron mine, we expanded. We added new food stalls. And then the same down here. I added some more housing on the side. And a couple more food stalls as well as a market. So, and a cannibal as well. So that on this side of the city, if somebody dies, they don't have to go all the way to the other side of the city and grab them. Bring them to the other side of the city and butcher them. They can just do it right here. Right where they need them. And we have a couple new pumps going. I definitely want to get maybe 4 more pumps. And that should be good for now. We won't need more than that. Let me count how many guys we have there. We have 7 times 4. That's 28 guys working here. Pumps can take up a lot of guys if they're not upgraded. But once they're upgraded, they're really, really useful. But the main thing that I think many people forget is when you upgrade things, the more things you have in this area, for example, like this, the water pumps are going to require actual iron to be repaired. So if there's no iron in your city at all, in this warehouse, they won't repair them and they will degrade over time. And they will actually lose efficiency, I believe. I'm not sure what degradation does, but mainly I dislike the way it looks. So that's why I try to avoid degradation altogether. I don't really know all of the ins and outs of what the stats do. A lot of other people know those better than me. But I do know how to run a city. And we're doing great. We may look... A lot of people will see this and be like, oh my god, he's got no food, he's got nothing. But I have $52,000. So if I really, really, really need food, I can just go in here and send him some plate armor or whatever I need. And buy some food as well. And we also, I forgot to mention, have our storage here, 50% spoil rate. So if it was out of storage, it'll spoil at 100%. That's its natural rate. But in storage, we have 50% storage for the spoil rate, which means that half of our food will spoil, not all of it, which is really, really useful. But most of the time, they're eating it all before they can even get there. You can see we're producing roughly 520 meat by the beginning of summer for the Balti breeders. And then we have our hunter. I should just get used to clicking this. This is Throne Town. We have the hunter here who's producing 99 per day at 1.5k at the beginning of summer. So 3 times more, on this hunter producing food than the other building. He is very useful, and he's the only thing that's keeping my people alive, this building right here. It's keeping all 295 garthimi people happy, as well as 20 some odd children and babies. So it is worthwhile. It is a good building, and the goal is that if I can't make it with actually sending an army out there, which I might be able to do it if I actually start selling Sithalon and gems, then I can send my troops up into the real world with purchased alcohol, because making alcohol is going to be one of the most painful and tedious processes until we get a region that's actually producing us grain. Or if we wanted to use fruit, we could use fruit. But as it stands, we're not going to be able to produce our own grain in order to actually produce alcohol. So we're going to have to send our guys out there. The same goes for herbs. Herbs are going to be very hard to come by. Clothing, leather, it's just not going to happen. Cotton, it's not going to happen. So these are things that I'd rather purchase over all the clothes, the rations, and the drinks. Send out 150 guys. But at the rate it stands, I honestly think it's much more worthwhile to just do this. And I know I'm going back on my belief system here, but it's like we're gonna win anyways. So I'm gonna send them now. And you may be wondering, why are you gonna do that now? You don't have admin. I've put a good amount of thought into it, and he took this and he put a wall around it and he started doing his AI funny shenanigans. I don't want that to occur to me. I don't want this to not be able to send me stuff. So we're gonna auto engage these guys and win. We're going to capture all of these Cretonians, which is perfect. And they're going to send us a bunch of leather armor. And we're going to go in here and capture them. I'm only going to do this early on, especially so that we can actually establish something of a trade route to our base. And like I said, in the future, mercenaries are not something I want to have. And we're not going to capture these guys. We will raise it, though. Occupy. And then I would like to turn it for slavery on humans so that we don't have to pay for them. We'll save a little bit of money, and we can remove these two guys here like so. So we own this property here. We're gonna kill everyone and leave just bugs, just the bugs. And eventually when we hit 500 population, we can put some admin in here. But until that point, we're gonna slowly grind away, slowly grind away. This is definitely not as hardcore as I would have liked to run it, but if I want to be here until V.66, this would definitely be the way, because it is extremely slow and it's going to be extremely expensive to buy all of the resources to even send our army out there. And by that point, this guy would probably have already taken it. He's growing in size. He's actually growing in strength. So I'd like to take it from him early, because we're about to get surrounded by a couple different groups. These guys up here would definitely be interesting targets to go and attack in the future. And I'd really like to actually send out a real army. So now that we have this group and we can conscript troops, we definitely could get that going from these guys. And that way we have some people protecting the capital. We'll just call this our region. You know, I always dislike that since we have capital buildings, now we don't have a region starting. So this should be all of our region. Back in the day, you used to have a region that you started with. Now you don't. See, Oakenstead here owns everything around my capital. So we have no access to actually getting conscripts, which is kind of annoying. So the only way to start it is either send a mercenary army, get access to conscripts, or wait until you're at like a couple hundred or 1,000 people making brews, rations, and clothing. That would be easy on a temperate map. Not very easy where we are. So I'm going to do what I did and call it a day. I'll see you all in the next one. And be sure to subscribe. We're so very, very close. And I hate asking, but I really want to hit that number. It's something I've been striving for a long, long time. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.